Liverpool break the transfer record. Alexander Isak signs for £130 million. Gianluigi Donnarumma becomes Manchester City's new number 1. Jadon Sancho leaves Manchester United for Aston Villa. İlkay Gundogan moves to Turkey. And Randal Kolo Muani joins Tottenham. All that and more in today's episode. If this video hits 350 likes, I'll start working on the next one right away. Let's jump into the transfer talk. Alexander Isak to Liverpool, not just a record for the club, but the biggest transfer in British football history. £130 million. The Swedish striker is now at Anfield. No long drama, no endless talks. Liverpool just dropped the cash. Done. A bold move from a team that already had strikers. They could have stuck with Isak'S, with Gakpo covering. But no, they wanted Isak. Not fancy skills, not stepovers, but strength, power, goals. A striker who smashes through defenses. This is the type of signing that changes everything overnight. Suddenly, the betting odds shift. Liverpool are serious title challengers. And yes, we see crazy prices in the Premier League every year. But £130 million for a player who was already pushing to leave Newcastle? That's wild. Newcastle, by the way, had just spent €85 million on Woltmade, so money was tight. Liverpool didn't bargain, they just went higher. On paper, it makes no sense. But Isak did score 27 goals last season. Elite numbers. Still, if he doesn't hit those numbers right away, that price tag will crush him. And lads, speaking of pressure, don't watch without subscribing. Don't do me like Newcastle. Hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment. Free for you, massive for me. Meanwhile, spare a thought for Isak'S. He started well, 3 goals, 1 assist. Then, boom, Liverpool dropped the league's most expensive striker on top of him. Imagine his agent explaining that. And here's the crazy part: Isak now costs more than Osimhen. Napoli only got £75 million for their star, even though they once demanded double that. Liverpool just spent £130. 6-year contract. New record. And you don't bench a £130 million signing. So what is he? The new hero of Anfield? Or the Premier League's most expensive flop? Next up, Jadon Sancho. Aston Villa finally got him. A full season loan, no buy option, but the deal is done. United let him go, Villa take him. End of saga. The main issue? Wages. £250,000 a week for a player who's been benched more than he's played. Out of reach for most clubs. Chelsea passed. Roma passed. Napoli passed. Villa didn't. They agreed to cover 80% of his wages, around £200,000 a week. United pay the rest. And Sancho? He's wanted this move for a long time. Not just to escape United, but to play for Emery. And that's the key. Emery has rebuilt players before. Sancho badly needs that chance. But can he get back to his Dortmund level? At United, he showed flashes, nothing more. Villa's squad is thin. Their attack lacked spark. A winger like Sancho, direct and dangerous, fits perfectly. If he shines, Villa will push for a permanent deal. If not, it's just a quiet goodbye. For now, it's his last big chance to prove himself in the Premier League. Randal Kolo Muani is on the move again. Another loan, this time to Tottenham. 1-year deal with PSG. No buy option. Cost? Around €5 million. Strange for Spurs, who usually focus on long-term signings. But this time, it makes sense. Kolo Muani spent half of last season at Juventus, 10 goals in 22 games. Looked good, but Juve didn't keep him. PSG gave up. He was out of the squad. Spurs stepped in. David Ornstein confirmed it. Romano added details. For Tottenham, it's about depth. Champions League experience, ability to play anywhere in attack. That matters. It's already their 8th signing this summer. They want rotation. And for $5 million, it's a low-risk gamble. If he adapts fast, it's a bargain. Meanwhile, PSG unload a striker they didn't want, Spurs gain an attacking option, and Kolo Muani gets another chance to prove himself. İlkay Gundogan is close to joining Galatasaray. 1 season, €5 million in wages. A City legend, now heading to Turkey. Reports say the deal is basically done, just waiting for the green light. Galatasaray chased him all summer, and they finally got their man. Saudi clubs tried, MLS asked. Even the Bundesliga and Serie A were interested. But Turkey pushed hardest. Pep won't block the move either. City's midfield is refreshed with Reinders and Gonzalez. At 34, Gundogan isn't central anymore. So another Guardiola-era leader is leaving. Another goodbye. The deal should be official soon. Marco Asensio, meanwhile, has officially signed for Fenerbahce. Permanent deal, €8.5 million. 3-year contract with an option for a 4th. He'll wear the number 21. He left Real Madrid for PSG in 2023, but never settled. Luis Enrique didn't want him. Alone at Aston Villa gave him 8 goals in 21 matches, but PSG still cut ties. Now he starts fresh in Turkey, joining a squad that's rebuilding after Mourinho's exit. Manuel Akanji is also leaving Manchester City. The Swiss defender goes to Inter Milan on loan with a buy option. If he plays half their games and Inter wins Serie A, the buy becomes an obligation. At City, he was useful, but with Gvardiol and Kizanov, he was no longer in Pep's main plans. Inter, on the other hand, need fresh legs, their defense is old. Akanji fits perfectly. Loan fee, €2 million. Buyout, 15 million. Smart business. Looks almost done. And finally, Gianluigi Donnarumma to Manchester City. Deal worth €30 million plus bonuses. Contract until 2030. Wages around 13 million net, plus extras. City had the deal agreed weeks ago but waited on Ederson. Now Ederson is off to Fenerbahce, Donnarumma steps in. But here's the question. Can he play Pep's way? Passing, composure, building from the back. Donnarumma is a world-class shot-stopper but shaky with his feet. Still, he's only 26. Already a Champions League winner. And for less than Ederson once cost, it's good business. And maybe this isn't even about Pep. Rumors say this could be his last season at City. If so, the next manager just needs a top goalkeeper. Donnarumma ticks that box. A player once seen as PSG's future leaves for 30 million. Shocking? Yes, but logical. PSG moved on, City needed a number one. At the end of the day, it's simple. If Donnarumma brings trophies, the style debate doesn't matter.